Hello students, how are you? I hope you are good. Let us continue with the chapter 5, The Ailing Planet, The Green Movement's Role by Nani Palkhiwala. So students, in my last class I introduced the chapter and I also explained 4 paragraphs of this chapter, in which we have seen that this chapter focuses on the factors that are responsible for the declining health of the earth. So the chapter was originally an article written by Nani Palkhiwala, which was published in the newspaper The Indian Express on November 24, 1994. The writer discusses the green movement, how a zoo in Zambia declared human beings as world's most dangerous animals. The writer also focuses on overpopulation, deforestation, and what should be our responsibility towards the environment. So let us continue with this beautiful chapter, which realizes us what are our responsibilities towards the earth, how we can protect our earth, and how we are the responsible for deteriorating the health of the earth. Okay, let us continue. In my last video I explained till this paragraph, okay, and today in this video I am going to start explaining from this paragraph, Mr. Lester R. Brown. Okay, so let us continue. Mr. Lester R. Brown, in his thoughtful book Global Economic Prospect, points out that the Earth's principal biological systems are 4. So Mr. Lester R. Brown, in his thoughtful book, the name of the book is Global Economic Prospect, in which he describes that the Earth's principal biological systems are 4. Mr. Lester R. Brown, in his book, he has described that the Earth's principal biological systems are 4. Those are fisheries, forest, grassland, and croplands. So there are 4 biological systems of Earth: fisheries, forests, grassland, and croplands. So these are the 4 biological systems of Earth, and they form the foundation of the global economic system. And these 4 systems, they form the foundation of the global economic system. In addition to supplying our food, these 4 systems provide virtually all the raw materials. So in order to supply our food, these 4 systems virtually they supply all raw materials for industry except minerals and petroleum derived synthetics. So except minerals and petroleum derived synthetics, all other raw materials are found from these 4 systems. These 4 systems which he had described here: fisheries, forest, grassland, and croplands, they provide us all raw materials for industry except minerals and petroleum derived synthetics. Synthetics means artificially substance. So except these artificial substance, these four biological system of earth, they provide us all raw materials. In large areas of the world, human claims on these systems are reaching an unsustainable level, a point where their productivity is being impaired. So in large areas of the world, what is happening? Further, Nane Palkhiwala mentions that in large areas of the world, human claims on these systems. Human beings are claiming on these systems, and these systems are reaching an unsustainable level. These systems are not sustainable, they are deteriorating, and they have reached a point where their productivity is being impaired, where their productivity is being weakened, is being damaged. And when this happens, when their productivity gets damaged, then fisheries collapse. Then what happens? Fisheries collapse, forests disappear, grasslands are converted into barren wasteland. So when this happens, then four biological system of earth, thus they are also damaged by human beings. Fisheries collapse, forests disappear, grasslands are converted into barren wasteland. Barren wasteland means barely inhabited piece of land where nothing grows. A piece of land where nothing grows, okay, it is barren. And croplands deteriorate. In a protein conscious and protein hungry world, overfishing is common every day. So as everyone needs protein, it is protein conscious world. So in protein conscious world, everyone in this and this protein hungry world, everyone needs protein, because protein gives us energy, stamina. So that is why everyone needs this protein, okay. And that is why overfishing is common every day. Overfishing is being done, everyone wants more and more protein. So because of that, overfishing is common. In poor countries, local forests are being decimated. So in poor countries, what is being done? In poor countries, the local forests are being decimated, are being reduced in number, in order to procure, in order to obtain with the care or effort, in order to obtain with effort firewood for cooking. In order to obtain firewood for cooking, in the poor countries, local forests are being decimated, are reducing day by day, are being reduced in number for cooking, okay, for the firewood for cooking. In order to procure firewood, they are being cut, they are being decimated. In some places, firewood has become so expensive that what goes under the pot now costs more than what goes inside it. Yes, here Nane Palkhiwala says the very important things. Many places now it is happening that the firewood is more expensive than what is being cooked inside the pot, because the people are so poor, they cannot afford to eat good food, okay. So they are eating cheap food. So those foods which are being cooked inside the pot, they are cheaper than the firewood which are used for cooking. cooking. It shows how poor the people are who are using firewood. So what they are cooking inside the pot, it is cheaper than the cost of the firewood. Since the tropical forest is, in the words of Dr. Mayers, the powerhouse of evolution. Since the tropical forests are the powerhouse of evolution, according to Dr. Mayers, several species of life face extinction as a result of its destruction. So as a result of the destruction of tropical forests, many species are at extinction. Okay, so let me once again summarize this paragraph. There are four principal biological systems that form the foundation of the global economic system, according to the book by Lesser R. Brown. The global economic prospect: fisheries, grassland, forests, and croplands. Raw materials for industry, except for minerals and synthetic. Systems have reached an unsustainable point where their productivity has impaired. With this, fisheries will collapse, the forest will slowly disappear, grassland will turn into barren wasteland, and croplands will become worse. Overfishing is very common nowadays, where people are becoming protein conscious. In poor countries, forests are being cut down on a large scale to obtain wood for cooking. In some areas, firewood is more costly than food. Many species are under destruction in tropical forest. Okay, so these are the very important issues which Nane Palkhiwala is raising in his article, which was published on 24th November 1994. If we relate this article in today's era after 26 years, so it is still relevant. It has become 26 years since this article was published, but it is still relevant. Nothing improvement has been seen. Still we are deteriorating the health of the earth. Okay. Well said that forest precede mankind, desert follow. So it has been well said that forests precede, come before. Forests come before mankind and deserts follow, and after mankind deserts come. So this is very important line, students. It has been well said that forests precede mankind, desert follow. So Nane Palkhiwala wants to say that first there were forests, okay, forests, then man comes. So after man what comes? Desert. So before mankind's there were forests. So after then human being, man comes, and then deserts. Okay, so thus it shows that how we are deteriorating the forest, how we are cutting down the trees and converting this fertile land into barren land. Okay, the world's ancient patrimony means property inherited from father or ancestor. The world's ancient patrimony of tropical forest is now eroding at the rate of 40 to 50 million acres a year. Now the world's ancient patrimony, the world's ancient property of tropical forest is now eroding, is now depleting at the rate of 40 to 50 million acres a year. And the growing use of dung for burning deprives. Now the growing use of dung for burning is deprives, is reduced, is prevented the soil of an important natural fertile, because people are using the cow dung, the dung. What is dung? It is gobar. Okay, so it is called gobar in Hindi. So the people are using the dung for burning, so which is preventing the soil from an important natural fertilizer. So if this dung will go into the fields, will mix into the soil, it will make it fertile, but it is not happening. Okay, it is being used for burning, so which prevent the soil of an important fertilizer. Okay, natural fertilizer. The World Bank estimates that a 5-fold increase in the rate of forest planting is needed to cope with the expected fuel wood demand in the year 2000. So further he said that the World Bank estimates, it is the estimation of World Bank that a 5-fold increase in the rate, it will become 5 times in 2000. Okay, when in order to cope with this condition, so we will need 5 times the firewood. Okay, which will be as demand in 2000. So in he estimated that the demand of fuel wood will be 5 times as compared to in 1994. So now it is 2020, but still this article is relevant. Really it is happening. We are cutting down the trees, we are deteriorating the health of the earth. Okay, James Speth, the president of the World Resources Institute, said the other day. So James Speth, who was the president of the World Resources Institute, he said one day, we are saying that we are losing the forest at an acre a second. So we are saying that we are losing the forest, at an acre a second, but it is much closer to an acre and a half to a second. So we are saying that according to our data, so he said that we are saying that we are losing the forests at an acre a second at this rate, but it is not like that. It is much closer to an acre and a half to a second. So Nani Balkiwala says that forests and deserts come first in order in comparison to humans. The ancient inheritance of tropical forests is constantly wearing away at the rate of 40 to 50 million acres a year. Also, the burning of dung is preventing the soil to become natural fertilizer. To meet the need of fuel wood demand, there is a need to increase the rate of forest plantation by 5-fold by the year 2000. Okay, so we are losing the forests closer to an acre and a half to a second. According to James Speth, president of the World Resources Institute. Article 48A of the Constitution of India provides that the state shall endeavor means trying hard to achieve something, to protect and improve the environment and to safeguard the forest and wildlife of the country. So according to the Article 48 of our Constitution, the human beings shall try hard to achieve, shall try hard to protect and improve the environment and to safeguard, to protect the forests and wildlife of the country. But unfortunately, it is not happening. Even we are not following an article which has been mentioned in our law book, which has been mentioned in Constitution of India. We are not following this. According to Article 48A, the state shall endeavor, the states shall protect, trying hard to protect and improve the environment and to safeguard the forest, to save the forest and wildlife of country. But what causes endless anguish is the fact that laws are never respected nor enforced in India. Yes, this is very important line which Nani Palkhiwala, he making a comment on Indians. He said, but what causes endless anguish? But what causes an endless pain, an endless suffering is the fact that the laws are never respected nor enforced in India. In India, the laws are written only in law books, but they neither respected nor enforced. Okay. For instance, he gives an example here. For instance, the Constitution says that casteism, discrimination on the ground of caste. So, for instance, the Constitution says that casteism, untouchability, and bonded labor shall be abolished, but they flourish shamelessly even after 44 years of the operation of the Constitution. Yes, he here gives a very important example. He said, for example, the Constitution says that casteism, untouchability, bonded labor shall be abolished. But what is happening? In really they are being abolished? No, they are flourishing. They are increasing shamelessly even after 44 years of the operation of Constitution. In 1994 it had become 44 years. Okay, but in 2020 it had become 44 plus 26, 70 years after 70 years of the operation of the constitution, still casteism, untouchability, bonded labor still are there. Okay. A recent report of our Parliament's Estimates Committee has highlighted and near catastrophic depletion, a harmful reduction in the number of trees here of the India's forest over the last 4 decades. So in 1994, a recent report on our Parliament Estimates Committee has highlighted the catastrophic depletion of India's forest. What was the report over the last 4 decades? India, according to reliable data, India is losing its forest at the rate of 3.7 million acres a year. India is losing. In 1994 it was happening. If you compare today, it has been increased. Now it has been increased too much. So India is losing its forest at the rate of 3.7 million acre a year. Large areas officially designated as forest land. So large areas which are officially designated as foreign land, but you will find no trees on them, are already virtually treeless. So virtually those areas which have been designed officially, they have been designated for trees, but they have become treeless. The actual loss of forest is estimated to be out 8 times the rate indicated by government statistics. So what the government statistics is saying, 3.7 million acres a year, India is losing its forest at the rate of 3.7 million acres a year, but the actual loss of the forest is estimated to be out 8 times the rate indicated by the government statistics. So what the government statistics is indicating for losing the forest in India, in reality it is happening 8 times more. Okay, so in actual loss of forest is estimated to be about 8 times the rate indicated by government statistics. So students, according to government statistics, India is losing 3.7 million acres a year, but in reality it is 8 times more. Okay. So Nani Palkhiwala says that according to Article 48A of Constitution of India, the state should try to protect and improve the environment and must protect the forest and wildlife of the country. But the painful fact is that laws are not followed in India. For example, casteism, untouchability and bonded labor. According to Constitution, they must be abolished, but still they are flourishing. They are abolished, but still they are followed shamelessly. Over the last 4 decades, India is losing forests at a harmful rate of 3.7 million acres a year, as per the report of Parliament's Estimates Committee. The large area of forest land is now treeless, and the actual loss is estimated to be 8 times the rate given by the government statistics. Okay, so it is really very painful, and still this article was written 26 years ago, but still it has a relevance. You can relate it even after 26 years. Okay, So it is all about today's video. In my next video I will discuss the rest paragraph. I will explain the remaining paragraphs of this chapter. I will also discuss question answers and other exercises of this chapter. Thank you for watching it.